Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with Mighty Nein Time, episode 99 of Campaign 2, High Seas, High Stakes. We watched the first 30 minutes of the live stream, then we just did the hour Patreon. We are left with about 25 to 30 minutes for the YouTube video. To sum it all up, we have gotten the orb out of Ford that Ford and us didn't even know he had in him. I said myself, I was thinking that we were under the impression Ford had the orb in him. We just kind of went with the flow and did our thing and got rid of the sword and went and had the Wild Mother do her thing, and that was it. And I figured Ukuto would come back at some point, but regardless, he vomits up the orb. We were attacked by Davy Jones's locker, or Ukuto's locker. We just woke the dead, and the dead said that they weren't just after the orb, they were after Ford too, but we're trying to differentiate the two. So Jester turned into the elven girl that worked for Ukuto, or was a loyal follower. Can you tell me some things? And we found out there's a temple nearby that Ukuto's followers came from. It's the fifth seal or the final seal or something like that. They weren't just after the orb, they actually were after the betrayer, who is Ford. So we had a moment with a couple people. At the very end there, Yasha and Caleb had a little thing. They were just like, you know, talking about how they're progressing and how Yasha's doing much better and she looks happier and everything's great. That pretty much sums it up. A couple other people had interesting conversations, but you want to see more of what I do, in the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see the Patreon hour exclusive for every episode of Campaign 2, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We're finishing Percy Jackson in the next couple weeks. It comes out weekly. True Detective Season 4 starts on Sunday, so if you see this on YouTube, it will have already started. It comes out every Sunday on Max, so check that out. Hundreds of other movies and shows, full unedited. In the description is a link for Patreon. If not, episode 99, Mighty Nein Time.
Continue to look out for a bit. Then I'll head downstairs.
That's it. And I think we're all gonna go to bed. Okay.
As you all find rest for
There
the
we
night.
go. I figured that would be a good place to stop in the Patreon hour, so we could all kind of have a moment. We stuffed a Ford up in the cabin. The captain's cabin has a stuffed Ford to throw off any other crazy
the bold face that
followers.
you've grown to carry gives way when consciousness does. As being captain of this ship requires a certain amount of strength and face. But in those solitary moments of sleep,
Does he sleep better now?
the memory of what it felt to give way to darkness, the finality of it, the experience and memory of the life leaving you is cold and scary.
But it's
Especially
freedom.
knowing that that thing was still inside you. And that quiet, cold, isolating memory as you close your eyes and give in to sleep. And there is that bloom of green,
The Judy bloom.
that warm blossom that helps wash away the anxiety. And while you don't see the face, you can feel her there with you, comforting.
The Wild Mother.
What was once a recurring nightmare of dark, lightless, abyssal depths. It's nice to have a warm, motherly embrace to greet you on the other side.
I'm assuming this is still not the end, obviously,
Even
because
in
we
that
just found out they're after the betrayer.
Cold moment of loss. There's a part of you that believes she would have caught you. And that's comforting. Day 7 comes to you all in the morning.
Day 7. I think he said 9
As the storm subsides,
to 11
the
days
clouds
one
break,
way. So we're still not
rain
even close to
halts.
the you know.
and you all are getting closer and
The
closer
faster
to
end
your
of that.
destination.
Well, we could skip days
Is
quick
there
here.
anything you want to accomplish today? Or do we move on to the next day? You look like you maybe have, with the weather clearing up, all things going according to plan, maybe
2 days?
2.5 days to your destination.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if we need to do
Can I see
anything,
this
but if
Tal'dorei
not,
ship
let's just
within
quickly
view?
get there. I don't know.
You
Is there
can,
anything we
yes.
should
It's-
do or
it's
need to do?
kind of cloistered
Anything we
in the
could
center
like
next to the
learn
blue
or
heaven.
level up?
How far
Or
off is it about?
I would be like, all
I'd
right,
say
we just
it's-
become very buddy chummy with the
about-
crew. Talk about each other's lives and get to know each other. We get
350,
deep
400 feet off.
connections.
approximately.
I want deep connections with my people. I want
do you wanna
loyalty
go
and
for a
honor in
walk?
case we get into battle again.
I cast fly on the both of us.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right,
Come on.
we're flying. Here we go.
Think of a wonderful thought.
We are Peter Pan in it, as opposed to Winnie
Back in a
the
bit.
Pooh in it. You don't want to do a Winnie the Pooh.
Breaking
Well, you
faces.
might want it.
You guys coast through the sails amongst all the Dwendalian ships and a handful of shore warden. My brain short circuited there for a
Shore
second.
warden.
The Concord ships as part of this armada as well. It's a beautiful sight now with the sun bright in the sky.
Watch someone
the
shoot
clouds
us out of
mostly
the sky
broken.
or
The
something.
reveal blue above. It's energetic. And as you coast your way through and over the water towards the maroon colored, stylized ship that is the Wind of Aeons, as you draw closer, you can see the crew on deck in the process of keeping eyes out. Someone looks up and points. You can see with a spyglass in your direction.
And they shoot you.
And stepping behind them, you can see the martinet kind of.
Knock, knock. Don't shoot us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd be worried people. I honestly was afraid.
The arcane
'Cause
anti-air
that's-
gun swivels
you
into
know,
place.
People don't know who it is, maybe.
Yep.
I literally was thinking, oh my god, are we gonna
As
get
they're
shot
flying
out
through
of the
air,
sky because
Caleb
we're
just
flying
gives a
around?
half grin to Beauregard because flying is dope.
Yeah, this is great.
Flying is dope.
You guys touch down.
I
Onto
do a
the
little
deck.
like air backflip and then gracefully land, kind of Silver Surfer shit.
Hell yeah.
I just land normally.
Right.
yeah.
Of course. As you guys land, the martinet
I
kind of
just
seems
do
to look
normal
and goes,
things.
There's nothing.
So, by what do we owe this pleasure of a visit?
I think we just want a bit of a check-in as we draw near to the hour at hand, yeah?
Yeah.
So far, so well. Things have been prepared, guarded, and there has been no anomalies beside what I've heard is the apparent attack upon your ship.
Yeah, we met Lady Dorogna the other evening. Is she here traveling with you?
She is.
Yeah.
He looks genuinely surprised to hear that you met with her.
Huh.
She was very kind to check in on us after the attack.
Indeed, she's quite kind.
Yeah.
Would
Quite
you like me
kind.
to fetch her for you?
Well,
Please. What?
no, I thought I heard something on the ship breaking, but I was mistaken.
Huh?
Yes, I think it'd be good if we all spoke together, including anyone who is here who would be involved in deliberations.
You see him do a familiar hand motion as the one you've seen Jester produce many a time.
Lady Vess, you are being requested to the deck, please, if you don't mind.
Right.
You have guests.
You got like 5 more words. Maybe 10? No, he's succinct. I forget.
Yes, pithy.
Yep.
She just apparates next to him. Well, it is very nice to see you both. Sooner than anticipated.
Yes, they were just saying that you had met and checked in on them. So what is it you would like to discuss with us? Is it something that requires privacy?
In time. With the lady. But until we get to that point,
I wanna
think
see how they handle
just
this.
a general sync up.
Because we agreed that we
On
just
what we're
keep
gonna be
it
doing?
short and simple.
I think
Relay
the
some
expositor
communication.
would like to know what your plans are for the moment.
And how do you see us functioning into these?
Yes, the Bright Queen very specifically requested that we be there to ensure that no funny business.
And you are. That is why you are part of this armada. The discussion is to transpire between both our lead ship and theirs.
Yes.
They will be anchored together, and this deliberation is to be helmed by the emissary Lord Zedan Graf himself. I will be present for this as well as a few designated righteous brand elite soldiers, and they will have their dignitary as well as protectors as well.
Will Master Ikathon and any of his protégés be present?
No, he is not part of this discussion.
Is he sailing with us?
No.
All right.
But
Trent Ikathon isn't even here. I thought for
during
sure
that
he'd be at
time,
least part of the Armada.
Theseus Uladon may join as well. Which will be interesting, having to keep him and Zidane civil.
Ah,
He's
so we
already
have some sort of
taken quite a bit
beef.
of my attention. Lady Vess is here as a...
All right, so
I would
it's
say
already
ancillary
somewhat of a
force, much like you are.
situation possibly
She
with
will
that.
not be part of the discussions, but will be keeping an eye on the perimeter, as will you. That is your purpose here.
Are you expecting any interference?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
I'm
thinking. It
always
sounds like it.
expecting interference.
What have you done to prepare?
I have my means.
What are you prepared to do about it?
And the key to preparing for interference is not letting all of your plans known. But trust
True.
and be assured, I have taken precautions.
Trust comes slow.
If at all.
If at all.
Very true. I think
If
perhaps
that's all,
something
I
that
like the
would
face, too.
assuage our nerves in this endeavor is inspecting the beacon as discussed.
Lady Vess speaks up and goes, that is of course, and Martin puts his hand up and says, and you would wish to inspect right now?
No time like the present.
No
Very
time
well.
like the present.
Looks to Lady Vess, who goes, come. Turns around, and the two of them begin to walk towards the stairway that leads beneath into the ship. You follow?
Yes. Let's do it.
Are we
Let's
alone?
do it.
We're being followed.
Make a perception check.
I would feel like we're being followed, but probably not
Okay,
sneakily.
20.
If anything, I think
there are
we'd
two
be,
righteous brand soldiers that kind of just keep perimeter on the deck.
Yeah, kind of like
They come
watchers.
together behind you guys and step to the top
Security.
of the stairs, following you, and then stopping at the top to just play vigil.
Yeah, I feel like it's just,
You're led below to a
standard
center
procedure.
deck, which is where the gun deck would be. And you've seen some of the weaponry before. As opposed to cannons here, they have these... They look like cannons, but there are a number of arcane runes burned into the sides of them. They're beautifully made, very
some
elven
fancy
in
stuff.
construct, and they have almost like a brass coil towards the edge of it.
School of Evocation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you recognize those actually immediately. And there's 4 of them below, 2 on each side.
Magic cannons.
Magic cannons.
They're magic cannons.
You pass down.
They call
this
them
is the deck
magic
where you
shields.
had previously seen the discussion between the Martinet and Essek. You head down to a lower deck, which has a very, very heavy enclosed door with no handle. As you approach to it, you can see the Martinet and Vess look at each other. They both mirror an incantation silently. You cannot hear what they say. And they face away from you so as not have lips red. But they both place their hands on the door simultaneously. There's a brief, a flash of energy, and the door just disappears. Like flickers and then vanishes. And there inside a chamber, you can see there are some tables. There's a tea set on one of the tables in there. It's beautifully decorated. The interior here doesn't feel like it's the middle of a ship.
It's where they
It
could
feels
go
like
and
it's
have like
the center of a guest.
It's where they could have
pavilion or
private
some sort
meetings.
of a meeting space
Very
for
cool.
high-end political figures.
very
It's
secure
a
private
beautiful
meeting
rug on the
place.
floor, tapestries and paintings on the walls. It seems very out of place. But as he steps in, you see he kind of
Pretty
lifts
cool.
a finger and
The door will
tea is
come
poured
back.
into a couple of cups.
Are you thirsty?
Sure, yeah. Thank
It's
you.
probably
Lady Vess.
all sorts of
Lady Vess
secure
goes ahead and
from
lifts up
scrying
in a secondary cup, and they
people
both
watching and
lift them over to you before
sneaking
pouring some of their
on in.
own.
This
Misty.
is truly a deck of many things. Seawater.
Seawater vomiting all over. A
Well
deck
played.
of many things.
Well
Sweat drop just starts to go down.
We're already halfway through, by the way. Halfway through.
I'm just kind of
card.
like
We also watched the beginning.
nudge
It's
Caleb.
the 5-year anniversary.
He was like
hence why they're all
drinking hand, and
dressed
I
like
take a
this.
sip
I just
first.
realized when
Do I
Ford took
taste
his
anything off about the tea?
shirt off, we saw the
Anything weird?
tuxedo shirt.
Sense anything?
Because you're immune to poison.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a sweater on or something.
You taste it. It is.
My belt.
It's quite delicious. It has a bit of a fruity, almost mango-esque flavor to it, but not overwhelming to the point where it feels like it's a juice. It's just enough to make it pleasant, but still light. It's nice, and does not seem to carry any sort of toxin that you would recognize or discern.
Okay.
It's delicious phylactery.
Yeah.
All right.
Both campaigns got you.
What
Eventually,
is
they
Sam?
both sit
Sam
down.
is having a
and,
private conversation
Lady
with
Vess
Laura, and then
initiates for you guys
Caduceus
to take a
got
seat.
involved. I
Thank you.
have no idea what's going
Did we
on.
see the beacon in this room with us already?
You do not.
I'm trying to see what they're all laughing and talking about.
So, how is it you will be a help to the negotiations in a few days, Lady Tarogna?
I have been brought here as an associate to the Martinet to ensure the transition of this artifact continues without issue, to answer any questions that are brought up, and to assure and hopefully discuss possible future alignment between interests of various arcane projects
The
between
flask
the
is
dynasty
making
and
so
the
much noise.
empire. We are not
We were saying that the last
confident,
episode too.
but at the very least, every beginning conversation is challenging. But it is the beginning of a conversation.
Is the Martinet here in the room?
Yes, the two of them are sitting at the table next to you.
Yeah,
open that
Ludinus.
door for
Ludinus
us.
came down with Vess.
I didn't know if he left or not.
You have hopes then, not just to end the war, but to create agreement and
I love
and
that we're fake
collaboration between
eating
the two
and
nations.
holding drinks or whatever.
There. It would be
Like
for
Marisha
a
and Caleb are both, or
much more
you know,
effective series
Bo
of
and
programs to work together than against.
I agree.
Agreed.
Is that have something to do with the potential work offerings that you mentioned to us before?
You see that Martinet kind of gives her a look.
Yeah.
Possibly. Of course, which is why I was saying after this negotiation, that would greatly set the stage of what was possible. So, if it is possible and things go well, then maybe there is work for you to do at the behest of the assembly.
Well, our
She looks back at
calendar,
Martin.
our calendar is a little full in the short term.
Yeah. Got a few stops to make. Gonna be on the sea for a little bit.
Oh, there is no pressure at the moment, of course. There is always time.
There is always
Miss
room for
Lionette
John.
and I are very curious what your proclivities are, what you are trying to achieve or discover in the north.
Well, those would be on a need-to-know basis.
And looking at the Martinet, does he like? Is he pissed? Is he
Make an insight check.
intrigued? Natural 20.
They're right over.
Whispers.
I'll be right over. I'll be right over.
Who's bringing these whispers to us, Sam?
There's no sponsor for the Whispers, but I'll just
Dwarven
say...
Forge.
Nope, this isn't a page. If this was a combat cam, it would be from Dwarven Forge, but it's not. It's just a whisper. So I'll just say that it's
Happy
sponsored,
5 years.
sponsored by the 5th year anniversary of Critical
5th year
Role.
anniversary of Critical Role, and I just
Cheers.
pointed it out, so Sam would have gave me a refresher if I had forgotten. All right, we got Whispers. Natural 20 on the
Martinet
Whispers.
says, but nevertheless, you are here for a reason.
And he goes ahead and snaps his fingers, and on the floor next to him, you watch as a kind of iridescent chest kind of appears in space there with this slight drifting smoke around it.
Shitty bang bang.
Yep.
Chitty bang bang.
No,
Chitty bang bang. Chitty bang bang.
as soon as it appears, you
Chitty
hear
bang bang. Chitty bang bang.
and it opens the lid, and there inside,
Chitty bang bang.
with a faint familiar undulating gray glow, you see a beacon.
Can I tell from this distance if it's the one that we saw at Pride's Call? Or is it
Make a perception check.
the one that we know is lost?
It's bacon!
What is it? Did you say?
Bacon! Bacon
Balls.
strips.
Titties and balls.
Balls,
5.
titties, and
5 total?
balls.
Yeah.
5
2.
to-
You die.
You die.
Tell.
You die.
Recognize it. I know it's
Make a
not.
perception check.
You not only don't see anything, you die.
I would guide you,
better
but
than
you
me.
didn't
From
take us.
just miserable.
Didn't. Sometimes players just run off and do shit on their own.
She wouldn't know about that.
No.
I never did.
Where'd she go? She's painting dicks in a church somewhere. I don't know.
She's fixing your ship right now.
15.
Yeah.
Not my ship. 15.
15. Glancing over, it's not too far from you, but kind of giving it a once over. And you guys have a moment. There is a pregnant pause at its reveal, and they're kind of allowing you to inspect. There isn't any sort of haste to break the purpose that you're here for. But its size is larger than the one you saw at the Vergessen Sanatorium. The handles and inlay match those of the ones the assembly had, or not the assembly,
The music is great.
dynasty had constructed.
It's having that
This
like
is not the one that
piano
was recovered from
playing.
Pride's
It sounds
Call.
like something out of
This
a
appears indeed to be
old school role
the
playing
stories.
game
Not
with
the
an
one that we
emotional
toted
scene
around for a
being
while.
revealed.
no, that one you gave to the bride queen.
Yeah.
But this one is nearly identical to that one
Yeah.
in
Or the
the
sanatorium.
structure around it.
May I?
Of course.
All right.
Martinet? Martinez.
Do it.
They're
Lift
even
it up and set it down. There's little tables, tea tables.
There is a table, and as you look for a space, the Martinet kind of wipes his hand, and you watch the tea set shift over and kind of lift it. Yeah.
Crash just throws
all
all
in
the
the
shit
air.
right off.
Beauregard, will you have a look at this with me?
Same. Yeah. Samesies? Yeah.
I would like to slowly take time to check it for anything hidden or affixed to it.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Balls.
Balls, tits, balls.
Eater of balls.
15.
15. You take some time, you
Yeah, it's not
inspect
the
it, look
worst.
over,
15's
look at
not horrible.
the casing, looking at the handles, looking within it. It is unmarred. There are no cracks or imperfections in the dodecahedron itself. The beacon seems solid. The golden materials and the inlay that kind of holds it there and fixes the handles to it seem pristine. Doesn't appear to be altered in any way.
Okay.
It's different than the one. It's different because it is a unique beacon.
Yeah, it's
but
unique,
it
but
is
similar.
familiar
It's
to the one
similar,
that you had
but
lugged
different.
around for quite some time.
I'm going to inspect it further. Don't mind me. And begin to go through the process of casting Detect Magic upon it.
Okay. They do not flinch. You cast the spell, and a very, very strong magical.
I mean, it's
aura
cool that they're
emanates from
allowing
it.
us to
And is
do
it all
all this and not
Dunamancy?
It's
making
all
a
very
big deal
heavily
about it.
Dunamancy. And like while all the schools of magic are contained within Dunamancy, in its sense, the Dunamantic essence from it is so strong and so
Hence Essex
esoteric.
desire.
And
Dunamancy.
much like when you had first inspected the beacons upon arriving, it is almost overwhelming. It's like looking into the sun.
Damn.
And finally, I will place both my hands on it and stare into it.
I'm gonna step in front and just not take my eyes off of the two of them while he takes a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to take a dive.
All right. You continue to focus and lean towards it. As you do, you feel your essence extend, and the interior of the chamber fades away as you feel your consciousness drawn into a nexus of possibility, infinite and endless around you. starscapes, stars? Are they people? Are they
I mean,
points in time,
we've
historical
done
moments, future moments to
this-
happen? It is so much information at once, and you feel a part of yourself pulled in, and a part of it comes into you. And in that space of endless possibility, you can see the threads of fate and the bodies that walk in the world around you.
Look
You
at
feel like
Travis's face.
you have an outside look on Exandria and beyond, the tapestry that creates it, but yet it's so small
And
in
Matt's
this one
talking so
infinitesimal
fast,
moment.
which is
And have
adding to
both
the
at the
effect.
same time overlapping. It's starting to pull at the edges of your sanity for but a moment, and you withdraw as the moat itself is carried with you, and you have a fragment of possibility within yourself. You keep an eye. They don't flinch. They seem almost impatient.
I don't say anything. I just look at them like those tough-ass bodyguards. See.
Those tough-ass Beauregards.
What's it look like?
Yeah, just
Tough ass Beauregards.
Just this. Just this. Right now.
Slay.
I've seen her get in a dude's face before with that look. It's not pretty.
Oh, that's the story for another time.
Oh, yeah.
everyone.
I know.
Let's stop the show and tell her. Right?
Right now, let's hear the story. Real life
pancakes?
Marisha Bow.
Carry on.
Real life Marisha Bow moments.
It's always great when there's that instinct as a guy to intervene when somebody else is bothering your girlfriend or wife, but I don't need to. I just get to watch her destroy them every time. Anyway, Caleb.
I see why this is of such value. And two nations are at odds over it. I commend you on letting go of it.
It is important to keep things under control. And hopefully without disrupting society.
To Lady Doragna. So much to learn. I am surprised you are able to let it go.
Well, it is not easy, by any means. But that is just how things have to be.
Seems like a missed opportunity for our home.
Well, if these talks go well, maybe there will be opportunities to share without bloodshed.
Does she seem full of shit?
One inside shot.
I think she seems sincere. I mean, Matt's job is to trick us. If she isn't,
She is made of bullshit.
100% pure bull manure.
So,
So the guy turned to jelly in airplane too.
she
10
is
total.
actually
Because over two,
bullshit.
10
10 total.
Whisper.
Not good.
I mean, she's generally pretty guarded and hard to read. I'm
I
not
think
sure
if
if she's
I had
telling
a-
the truth. She's lying. She's putting a statement forward and is sticking to it.
I mean, with a 10, you're not going to know. But I feel
I
like
hope you have a very understanding contact. on
either
that
she is
side of the
sincere and
dynasty.
thinks it's for the greater good, or they're about to pull some shit.
I hope so as well.
But I don't think
We'll be
they are.
keeping our
I
fingers
feel like so
crossed.
far everything's on the
Yes, sir.
surface
This all seems to be in
Going
order.
the
I
way
feel
it's
confident
supposed
this
to,
will go very
as far
well.
as we can see.
As do I. We have all the pieces in place.
I mean, somebody's going to do somebody
We'll keep our
dirty. I
ship
can't imagine
very
it's going
close
to
by
go
on the day of the
accordingly.
negotiations.
But it
Lowers
seems
the beacon
it
into the same
so
chest
far.
and it closes and vanishes.
We'll make sure we're stationed on the other side. Where are the prisoners? Where are you keeping them?
Those are being maintained by the Lord Graf in the Blue Heaven.
Off to the Blue Heaven.
I think we've done what we set out to do
Yeah,
here.
I have no further questions.
Yeah, we're good. Off to the Blue Heaven. Let's go see the Blue Heaven and question the prisoners.
It was a pleasure to see you. And to our victorious peace talks.
Yes. Thank you so much,
Agreed.
both of you, for your time.
They both stand up and kind of guide you back to the deck.
Bis später.
Bis später.
Hit you later, Doragna.
Doragna seemed
Looking forward
pleasant
to it.
enough, considering.
Beauregard.
Yep.
And I pull out the raven's feather again and I cast fly on the two of us.
And we are out.
For how long?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Yeah, so it would have faded, yeah.
So we Mary Poppins away.
Mary Poppins away. Now, do we go back?
As you guys glide your way
Oh, this
back
actually might be
towards
the end.
ship,
We might be breaking.
we're going to go ahead and take a break.
I was just going to say, there might not be enough time.
9:15.
The serpent comes up out of the water and snatches both of them.
Grabs them out of the air, and we're dead.
Don't
Both of us are
spoil
dead.
my return, man.
Hey, can you do the noise again?
Which one?
You know the one.
What does that remind me of?
feel
When he
so
did it the
bad.
first time, that reminds me of something.
That sound
Like an
in
old
particular,
man.
It reminds me of the poor like wolf coyote from Sword in the Stone.
Oh.
I can't catch
I was
up
gonna
in that
s-
one moment where he's super tired and he's like,
That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of an old man.
anyway.
Homer Simpson's
We're taking a break here.
father.
We'll be back here in a
I
few
feel like
minutes.
Homer Simpson's
Before we do
father
that, we
did
do
that
have
a lot,
our
like breathing
formal
real heavy,
giveaway
old
of the
man.
night. We have this fantastic
Slowly
black
dying
walnut
kind of
table
sound,
tray made with
tired
leather.
maybe is a better
For one
way to
lucky
put
winner
it.
in the chat. Tonight's chat keyword is punish.
Punish.
Punish. Put it in once and only once. More than once, be disqualified. Once again for U.S. and Canada only, excluding Quebec. Maybe only for a little while longer, because I saw an article that Quebec's trying to loosen their
Oh
giveaway.
my God. When does this happen? Does it ever actually happen? Maybe you guys have told me this and I've just forgotten over the years. Does Quebec get to incorporate themselves in drawings now?
Anyway,
I feel
we'll be
like
back here
I
in just a
don't
little
know.
bit with the second half of today's session. We'll see you shortly.
All right, everybody, that is it for Mighty Nine time for episode 99. So we still haven't gotten to the rendezvous. We're still not even close, kind of, depending on how far we go. Because we could get there in 5 minutes or we could get there in 5 episodes, depending on how we decide to use our days. Because Matt's like, all right, now it's day 7. Even though I feel like if we go back, I feel like we repeated day 5 or 6 twice. Matt said, isn't it day 6? And Laura goes, no, day 5. So then it became day 6 at the beginning of the last one. And then now day 7. All I know is it has been at least 2 to 3 full episodes that we are going to be using getting to the rendezvous. I have to assume that being as we have an hour left, that the next live stream, which is going to finish at episode 99, is going to at least get us there and have whatever is going to happen at the rendezvous happen. Because if TravelerCon, unless I'm mistaken, I could swear we just said it again and confirmed it during the live stream of last, but if TravelerCon is episode 100, we would have to be done. I mean, there's been episodes where the back half is whatever it is. So it could be that, like I said, and maybe the first 2 hours of the next episode is focused on us returning. But I'm trying to think farther ahead of where this could go and how it could go down. And the whole point of me saying it all is I don't believe that everyone's going to do it accordingly. I don't think it's going to go well. I think someone's going to sabotage something. The fact that we're giving the beacon and the fact that the Martinet and Daragna, even though I think that all these people are great, I mean, they're great characters. Anything can happen. We're dealing with 2 sides butting against each other, and I hope it works out, but I don't know if it will. I'm going to go edit this up. You guys want to see more of what I do? We're going to be doing the live stream at 5:45 this Friday. It's going to be a short one, 1 hour and 5 minutes. Jump on over there if you want to say hi. If we get 50 likes, we'll jump into episode 100 on the spot right after. You want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see the Patreon hour exclusive for every episode of Campaign 2, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. The new Fiona and Cake and Rick and Morty Season 7 just ended. We're doing Percy Jackson right now, and True Detective Season 4 just started. In the description is the link. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.